As Rachel continues searching for her beloved horse Dash, who was held for ransom by her previous employers, and as she prepares to move back into her apartment, she has no idea the course of her life is about to change forever. She has no idea she's living out her final days. This is episode 4, The Last Days. The months leading up to Rachel's murder, there were so many things happening in her life. At that time, I'm sure she was going through a whirlwind of emotions. She recently got engaged to her longtime boyfriend, Jomet. She was running her own business and obtained her real estate license so she could expand her business to new heights. She got an amazing job opportunity working for the ranch owners in Queen Creek that allowed her to do what she loved, but also allowed her to live on the ranch with her beloved horse Dash. But then, a series of tragic events happened while working for the ranch owners that caused her goals and dreams to come quickly crashing down. An unfortunate accident while hauling one of the horses caused Rachel to have a severe injury to one of her fingers, preventing her from riding and being able to successfully train the horses she was working with. Then, there was the horse trade deal that fell through that Rachel was leading for the ranch owners. Ultimately, this led to Rachel's termination from the ranch, as we discussed in the previous episode. All of this led to her brief stay at the mental health facility, the ransom of Dash, and her sudden and quick move back to her apartment in Gilbert. I can only imagine the amount of stress that Rachel was under and what she was going through mentally and emotionally during this time. There's also one other key piece of information that is very important to mention that happened just 6 weeks prior to Rachel's move. According to reports, there was a confrontation that occurred between Rachel and Jomet's father. It's unclear what the details are surrounding this confrontation, and whether or not there were other encounters like this between Rachel and Jomet's father in the past. But what we do know is that this encounter was disturbing enough for Rachel to file a police report. According to this report, Rachel and Jomet's father got into an argument, and according to Rachel, he physically pulled her out of a car and made threatening statements to her, including stating that if he ever saw her again, he would kill her. Now, I want to make it clear here that there is very little information out there regarding Jomet's father and what caused him and Rachel to have such a strained relationship. And unfortunately, the Hansens don't have any contact with Jomet's father either, so we just have to speculate. But it's important that we look at all the details and events leading up to Rachel's last days, so we can put the pieces together and get the full picture of this case. Rachel's last days were extremely busy and were focused on her move. At this point, Dash was still missing, and no progress has been made getting her back, although the family was still working diligently in the search. On Friday, June 3rd, 2022, Jomet visits Rachel at her apartment. They decide to make plans and enjoy their day together. They go out to dinner and come back in time to enjoy some time at the pool, located in Rachel's apartment complex. After they come back from the pool, they decide to watch a movie. At around 9 p.m., Kim calls Rachel, and they chat for a few minutes. Rachel shares that she's excited to move back into her apartment and be closer to home. At this time, Kim is in Indiana visiting her grandchildren, but she tells Rachel that she'll be home on Sunday and will come over and help her unpack. Now, one thing that I want to mention is that Rachel was very eager to move into her apartment. So much so that she didn't want to wait until Kim got home on Sunday to start unpacking. She decided that she was going to stay the night at her apartment and unloaded her mattress and box spring in her bedroom, so she'd have somewhere to sleep for the night. Jomette had been staying with Rachel those couple of days while Kim was in Indiana. But on this night, Jomette decided to go home because he had to be up early to work with his father. So at around 12 a.m., Rachel falls asleep in her room on the mattress she set up on the floor. This is when Jomette decides to leave and head home, reminding Rachel to lock the door behind him. Little does Jomette know, this will be the last time he'll ever see Rachel again. At 2 a.m., just 2 hours after Jomette leaves Rachel's apartment after spending the day with her, a 911 call is placed from Rachel's cell phone. It's Rachel, and she's in a complete panic. She tells the dispatchers that someone broke into her apartment and shot her. As dispatchers are working to get police and ambulance to her quickly, she begs them to hurry. She's been shot in the stomach and is slowly fading out of consciousness. The Unseen Truth is a Reignited Media production and is hosted and produced by me, Jen Rivera. Make sure to follow Unseen Truth Podcast on social media and visit unseentruthpodcast.com for more case information. If you'd like to support the show, please consider liking and sharing this podcast so I can continue my efforts in being a voice for the voiceless. And if you'd like to get more involved in helping families who have loved ones who are missing or who have unsolved cases like the ones I cover here on The Unseen Truth, please visit shoresofstrength.org to learn more about the advocacy work behind this production and how you can help.